Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmospheric of our world around us, and this time we will discuss one very important issue. We will try to find an answer for a question: why are so many people, agreeing for such leftist bullshit like this LGBT, BD, and so on agendas, green madhouse, and deprivation of the youngsters, uh, really flood of newcomers who do not want to assimilate and very often get more privileges than local ones, and so on. Why are so many excuse me, why are so many people agreeing for for this? That really undermines at the end of the day the basics of their prosperity and their biological existence even. So why are so many people agreeing for that, and at the same time they are committing the existential suicide? My answer to this question is quite simple. We have to take into account two things. Ideological pressure, especially since the end of 60s, 60 generation 68, later the end of 1970s, pressure of this all propaganda promoting being a victim, promoting this artificial compassion, promoting human weaknesses, attacking real masculinity, attacking real femininity, and destroying any identity, starting from a national identity, ending up at gender identity, so attacking everything what's normal, natural, traditional. This is one thing. Another thing is simply prosperity. Since 1960s, Western societies, especially Western Europeans, started living on incredible high prosperous level. So many of them decided that they do not want to work because the social benefits they could get are as high as one of the lowest salary they could get doing some job. So they decided that they do not want to work, which is understood because welfare state always degrades people systematically, and this is one of the main reasons why it happens, why this degradation occurs. And later immigration uh, increased, immigrants were taken to cover these holes in the job market, and once the immigrants appeared on the European continent, they became a part of the political gameplay. It's normal that politicians and the CEO of corporations, as I mentioned, who really gain power in recent decades are all around the world. They are such political animals, politicians and the CEOs, not owners, but managers of the big corporations, that they will always use any social phenomenon, any social event to increase their profits. And they started to playing one against the other, local against the newcomer, white against the color against white, and blah blah blah, put whatever you want. And that's why now we observe a very advanced process of the social decomposition on the West, and it's unavoidable if the politics is done like this. And people are agreeing for this all madhouse, what we observe in the Western world, for two main reasons: prosperity, because they were living too good. They stopped being vigilant. They stopped, in majority of course, because there are still some exceptions, some people who see the grim reality and want even to stop it, and they act against it, but they are minority. Not fringe minority, but a minority. Majority of people, and this is typical to behavioral biology, when they enjoy prosperity, they stop being vigilant, they start being lazy, and they are not, I would say, observant and careful enough to protect this what they have. And now we see that this, especially Western European model, the most stops working, and that's why we have this. Let's see who protests: farmers, craftsmen, people who live from the work which comes from their own hands. So these people didn't lose connection with nature, didn't lose connection with real job. Majority of people in the Western Europe especially, because the industry, to keep this prosperity, Western governments needed money, so they exported a lot of manual industry and environment destroying industry to the outside countries because it was cheaper. And the excess of money these people could use to keep the prosperity and welfare state for Western Europeans. But now we see, as I mentioned, welfare state only increases its expenses but doesn't increase its incomes. That's why it collapses after a few decades. And now we see its total collapse because in 2004 European Union expanded for new countries in Central Europe mainly. Excuse me. Now there is no one to use, so that's why now we have such big crisis that there are these stupid ideas to centralize European Union more, make one state, make simply totalitarian version of the Western Soviet Union. Once it's ready, this stupid business political elite that is currently ruling us thinks that they will keep the power for generations. No, no, no. It will prepare the ground for bloody fall and collapse like former Yugoslavia on a large scale. But to sum up, many people agree for that because due to the welfare state, it was a misfortune. In contrast to this, what many people think, introduction of the welfare state is a misfortune. They lost their instinct, they lost their ability to think on their own. They are lazy, they are not vigilant. That's why they agree. And they agree also because they were brainwashed with leftist propaganda and they are opportunists. They want to live comfortably and enjoy their prosperity, but they don't see that such approach to life they have is the shortest way to lose what they have, what's happening now. This is why so many people agree for this madhouse we have all around, starting from denying the differences between the genders, ending up as complete destruction of our cultures plus destruction of our environment because so-called green energies are not so eco-friendly. That's why everything goes down the sink because people got disconnected and agree for that. I mean, statistically, majority of people agree for that because of the reasons I mentioned in this video. All the best, have a nice day, bye.